Hello, welcome back to our channel Aceyourlearning with Divya. Students, in today's video, let's solve decimals worksheet. Here, if I paint a mat in different colors, can you write decimals for the following? Look at the first one. One whole. Here, this is one whole, and here this is one whole which is divided into 10 equal parts. Out of 10 equal parts, only 3 parts are considered, which is less than one whole. So, when it is less than one whole, we write it after a decimal point. Yes. So, here 1 whole and 3 parts out of 10 parts. So 1 and 3 tenths. So in decimal we write as 1.3. 3 is separated because it is not even one whole. Only 3 parts are considered out of 1 part. If all the parts were considered, 10 out of 10 parts were considered means we would have written 2 whole. Here, out of 10 parts, 2 parts are considered. So, 2 tenths. 2 parts are considered out of 10 parts. So, in decimal form, we write it as no whole number. So, write it as 0 point, only 2 parts out of 10 parts. So, 2 tenths. Here, one whole is considered. So, one whole and then 4 parts are considered out of 10 parts. So, here 1 and 4 tenths. 1 and 4 tenths. In decimal, we write as 1 whole number, decimal point, and then 4 tenths. Here, out of 10 parts, 6 parts are considered. So, not even one whole. If all the 10 parts were considered, means we would have written as one whole. But it is less than one whole. So, we write it after decimal point, right? So, here 0 point what? 6 tenths. So, we write it as 6 tenths. That is 0 in the whole number place. 0.6. Look at the next one. 2 whole. 2 whole is considered and then 3 parts out of 10 parts are considered. So you will write it as 2 3 tenths. 2 3 tenths. In decimal, yes, 2 is whole number. But this is not one whole. This is only 3 parts out of 10 parts. So you will write 3 tenths. Next, one whole. One whole is considered here and then here out of 10 parts only 3 parts are considered. Again you will write as 1 and 3 tenths. 1 whole and 3 tenths. This is how we can write the decimal for the given parts. Here write these decimals in figures. First one is been done for you. 3 tenths. 3 parts out of 10 parts are considered. So it is not a whole number. So we'll write as 0.3. Second one, 1 and 3 tenths. How will you write 1 and 3 tenths? 1.1 is whole number. So 1.3 tenths. Right? Next, 2 and 1 tenth. 2 are whole and 1 tenth means 1 part out of 10 parts. So we'll write as 2.1 tenth. 1 part out of 10 parts. Here 7 tenths. There is no whole number here. Just 7 parts out of 10 parts. So we'll write as 0.7. And then 4 and 8 tenths. 4 is whole number. So we write 4.8 tenths. 8 tenths. 8 parts out of 10 parts. If all the 10 parts were considered out of 10 parts means it would have become one whole. Here, write the decimal form. One has been done for you. See here, out of 10 parts, 6 parts are considered. So, in fraction, we'll write as 6 by 10. And in decimal, there is no whole number here. All the 10 parts are not considered. Only 6 parts are considered. So in the whole number place, we'll write 0. And in decimal part, we'll write as 6 tenths. 6 parts are considered out of 10 parts. Look at the second one. Here, out of 10 parts, only 3 parts are considered. So, 3 by 10. So, in decimal form, we will write as 0.3. Correct? Here, in this one whole, 2 whole. Correct? 2 whole is there. Then, out of 1 whole, it is divided into 10 parts. Out of 10 parts, 5 parts are considered. So, we'll write as 2 5 by 10 and in decimal form 2.5. Yes. Look at another one. 3 whole. 1, 2, 3. 3 whole. And then out of 10 parts, 4 parts are considered. So 3 and 4 by 10. 3 and 4 by 10. So in decimal we write it as 3.4 tenths. 4 parts out of 10 parts. Here we need to express in decimal form. This is a ruler and the pencil length is 4 centimeter and 8 millimeter. It is less than 1 complete centimeter, right? There are 2 more millimeters left for the pencil to reach 5 centimeter. So in decimal form, if it would have reached 2 more millimeter means we would have written as 5 centimeter only. Yes, as it is less than 1 complete whole, we will write it in decimal form, that is 4.8. Yes, and here this pencil length is 7 centimeters and 3 millimeter. So we write it as 7.3 in decimal form. If it would have reached till 8 means we would have written as 8 centimeter only. As it is less than 8 centimeter, as it's in millimeter, we'll write 7 to 8 is one whole. As it is less than one whole, we'll write it in decimal form. Here, write decimal numbers for the points marked on the scale. First one is done. Yes, see here. This is 0.1. Next is 1 whole. After 1 whole is 1, 2, 3. So we'll write as 1.3. If this would have reached 2 means we would have written as 2 whole. But here it is only 1.3. Next is 2 whole and 5 millimeters. So we'll write as 2.5. Here 4 whole and 9 millimeters. So 4.9. Here 6 whole and 7 millimeter. Yes, 6.7 millimeter. Here 7 whole and 9 millimeter. So 7.9 and then 9 whole and 3 millimeter. So 9.3. Here 11 whole and 4 millimeter. 11 whole and 4 millimeter. Here 13 whole and 1 millimeter. 14 and 7 millimeter. 4 and 7 millimeter. This is how we can write the decimal numbers after a decimal point. I hope you have understood the concept of decimals. Thank you. Keep supporting